started with my dad. He was real apprehensive about us doing this business. He was a retired senator, doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, and all that other jazz. Well, at the time we did this, and we were coming up with all our alcohols, Dad was eligible to run for Senate again because they redrew the districts here. And we had called him about the whole distillery thing, and of course his first response was, "You're going to jail." We let it settle in for a couple of weeks, and then after that he was fine with it as long as we went through the loop of hoops and hurdles, and we did all the research and did everything by the book. He said the number one thing was, do not dig too far back in our family history, which we've lived here for over 200 years, so there's a little bit of history here. Well, we did all he passed along and kind of hinted at everything, which was our corn whiskey. The official passing the torch was actually the rye whiskey. We had done a rye whiskey, and it was an old recipe from this area, but it wasn't our family recipe, and it didn't turn out. And my father called me that morning, and he'd asked, "How did I turn out?" And I said, "It didn't." He said, "All right, well, I'll tell you what, y'all order this, 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 and this." He said, "Get the newspaper, come out, do a little dirty jobs thing." He said, "And I'll stay home that week and I'll walk you through it." And I was like, "Well, how do you know about this?" He said, "Don't worry about that." So we did exactly that. We ordered all the grains. We got the newspaper here, and they came out and did a little dirty job deal about making the mash. So we made the mash that night. The next day we hit it with yeast, and later on in the week, it was about day 4 into fermentation. We were anticipating about a 7 to 8 day window on fermentation on the rye. Dad had called and asked, "What's the rye mash doing?" I said, "It's not doing anything yet. It's still fermenting." He said, "Well, I need to come down there and check it because it's probably ready." I said, "Dude, it's not ready yet." And he said, "Listen, hardhead, I need to come down there and check it." So I said, "Whatever." So we met him down here, and I'm grabbing everything to check temperature and gravity and all that other jazz we do. Dad grabs a wooden paddle and starts stirring and starts counting the drips over the molasses off that paddle. He said, "Y'all go ahead and strain it and run it tonight." I was like, "Dude, it's not ready yet." He said, "Listen, just listen to me for one time, hardhead." He said, "Y'all go ahead and run it." So that night we strained it all off and we ran the rye. And rye, when it comes out of that still, it's about the comparison to the first person to eat an oyster or anything like that. It smells putrid. It's like an industrial floor cleaner in its natural form. It's just nasty. And what anybody thought about drinking it, they were nuts. I called him that morning thinking something had gone wrong, and he said, "How'd it turn out?" I said, "You need to get up here quick." I said, "Something's wrong." I said, "It's high proof, but something's wrong." He walked in that door, and he didn't get 3 steps in, and he started grinning. I said, "Hey, what are you grinning about?" He said, "Where's it at?" So we walked him back there, and he let him smell it because he wouldn't drink, he was diabetic. He smelled it, and he says, "Go ahead and stick it in the barrel." I said, "Dad, them barrels are about $300. We're not going to waste a damn barrel." He said, "Listen, I'll buy y'all a barrel." He said, "Stick it in the barrel." So we did exactly that. We stuck it in the barrel thinking, all right, we're going to have some charred industrial floor cleaners in about 5 or 6 months. Thinking, crow. So it's about 5 months into it. Dad called back. He's on his way back to Tallahassee. He said, "Hey, I need to meet you down at the distillery." I said, "For what?" He said, "I need to check that rye." I was like, "Oh, you do you? Come on down." So we met him up here, and we crack open that barrel thinking we're going to have charred industrial floor cleaner. And that was in it. It was like, holy crap. We could not believe it had changed. My dad was sitting there grinning. He goes, "Y'all call your wholesaler. Get them to bring over the top 8 ryes in their portfolio. Try theirs and then let them try that." So we did exactly that. And our wholesaler was like, "Do not proof it down. Leave it at 120 proof and just bottle it." And we're like, "Well, we got to proof it at 80. So we got to bottle it down to 80. And so what we did, it was a Wednesday. It's kind of ironic. My washing machine had gone out at the house, and my dad had another house on a lake down the road from me. I called him and I said, "Dude, I need to meet you at the house. I got to get a washing machine." So Dad met me and Robbie over there, and he was talking all kinds of mad crap, being his normal self. And I said, "We're going to bottle that rye this weekend." He said, yeah, just whatever. So he got on it, and then so we went ahead and we got the washing machine in. Got back down here, we bottled the rye, and we took bottle number 1, we traced it all the way through the bottling process. We took it out to my great-great-grandfather's gravesite at Oda, which is out in Baker in the middle of the woods with Peaden Bridge. There's nothing out there anymore. He was born in 1802, he died in 1892. And we took a picture of bottle number 1 on top of his grave. My dad had left here that day that we picked up the washing machine. He was the dean of the medical school at Erie, Pennsylvania for Lecom. And we shot him a picture of that bottle on top of my great-grandfather's grave. My dad said, "I want that bottle." I said, "Dude, it's yours when you get home, no problem." Well, he had a massive heart attack when he was up there, and he never made it home. So we took bottle number 1, and we hung on to it, got him back home, had his funeral. It went in his casket, and it's in his casket with him, so he's got bottle number 1 of the rye. And the rest of that batch, we did not sell any of it. We held on to a bottle apiece, and then we gave it to his friend that he grew up with around here in this area. So it was pretty neat and surreal. He was actually passing the torch to us, let us know it's all right. So it's kind of cool. And then all that transpired. We got through all that, and it was kind of cool that Fammy, that was his last project when he was in the Florida Senate. They renamed the pharmacy school down there after, and so it's pretty neat. We've got modern medicine down there. We've got primitive here, so kind of full circle. Pretty neat. So,
that's a cool story.